Here's why it's very important to volunteer first before you work in a hospital. It doesn't matter if you're a pharmacy tech, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a pharmacist working in a hospital, if you want to be a nurse, if you want to be a rad tech, it does not matter. If you want to work in a hospital, even administration, whatever you want to do, and you're telling yourself, I want to work in a hospital, volunteer first. The reason why is so today is interview day, all right? Today I got an interview at Southern Hills Hospital. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to answer these few questions. They're going to let me know as far as like what to do for the onboarding process. I'm excited. I'm going to be there a little bit earlier. That way I can do some filming and, you know, kind of just get the feel of the hospital and everything before I go in for my interview. And you know, the email she sent me, she told me don't bring anything, but I'm still bringing my resume. I'm still bringing my pharmacy technician trainee license. I'm bringing my attendance report. I'm bringing my transcript, my cover letter, because if she doesn't have it in front of her for whatever reason, it's right here. So very important to keep that on you at all times. One more thing too, let me show you this as well. As you can see, I have it all nice and neat, right? All nice and neat. I even got an envelope for the resume, as y'all seen before in that picture. So, about the interview process, right? I know it's a volunteer position, but it's vital to have your cover letter and your resume for a volunteer position. Trust me, it'll take you far, and you're witnessing firsthand how far it will take you. Like I said, you want to arrive early, right? At least give yourself 30 minutes before the interview. Dress to impress. As you see, I'm very business attire. You know, white shirt, got on a black tie. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that's my pharmacy technician pin right there. People might think I'm walking in to get an interview to be a doctor, right? Getting the job to be a doctor, but we just going to be a volunteer today. It's all good. We love helping people. I love helping people. You love helping people. All right, guys, today's interview day for hospital number 2, Mountain View Hospital. I'm going to be doing an interview today with the hospital volunteer director. All right, and we're gonna see if I could pull another W, which I think I can, because I got my double-edged sword right here. I sent it to them over an email, but like I said previously in this video, always bring your own physical copy just in case they don't have it. That way you're able to discuss your attributes, things you've done in the past, so on and so forth. As you can see, I'm dressed the same way as I was when I got the interview with Southern Hills Hospital. The reason why is because if it's not broke, it does not need no fixing at all. So my outfit, what I'm dressed in, it doesn't need any fixing. I don't need to switch colors. I don't need to switch this tie because I'm going to another place. It worked for me the last time, so I'm going to stay with this formula. Even if I go buy new clothes, I still might just get a black tie, white shirt, blue slacks, black shoes. This hospital is another major hospital in Las Vegas. It's going to be a hospital that pretty much serves the community of northern Summerlin. Other than that, the other hospital in Summerlin will be it'll be the Summerlin Hospital. And then just above that will be, just above Mountain View will be Centennial Hills. So this is like right in the middle. Big hospital. I've looked into this hospital's, as far as like everything they have going on outside of the volunteer program. They are also big on doing residencies for anesthesiologists. So that's what I'm actually a pre-med for. So if I could get this, you know, I pretty much plan on working the last, what was it, Southern Hills Hospital. I plan on working there as a volunteer in here. That way I can have my foot in the door in both places. And I still have the interview with Sunrise Hospital on Desert End, which is the only hospital in Las Vegas that has like a huge children's hospital. So I'm trying to get my foot in the door in all 3 hospitals. That way, if I need to bounce around, I have that availability. Also, you get 3 recommendation letters. That's big. I can have that I've done 300 hours of volunteer services at 3 different hospitals, 100 here, 100 here, and 100 here. I still want to just go above and beyond and volunteer for Valley Health System hospitals. And that's like 5 hospitals out here. That's like Henderson Hospital, Centennial Hills, Spring Valley, so on and so forth. There's so many of those hospitals, and they're a lot smaller, but like I said, it looks good on your resume, and you get those recommendation letters. I think I said cover letters, but I meant recommendation letters. Anyway, it's time to get out of here and go to Mountain View Hospital so I can get this interview done. All right, what's up, guys? I finally made it to Mountain View Hospital here in the Las Vegas Health District on Tenaya, and I see why they call it the Las Vegas Health District. It's a ton of medical office buildings here. It's like a real professional area. All the buildings are professional. Not that many restaurants. It's like 1 restaurant, and that looks like a high-class restaurant. But it's a nice area, Northern Summerlin. I parked real far. I didn't notice how big this hospital was from the freeway, but you could kind of get confused which building is which, because they all look the same, because there's like a United Healthcare skyscraper over here, and I think like OptumRx skyscraper over here. So all the buildings look the same, but I end up having to park like way over here by the office buildings that's connected to the hospital. I'll show you in a second. So that's where I'm headed to right now. That's the general entrance for the hospital, and I parked way over here. So yeah, that's quite a walk to get all the way over there. But yeah, this is a pretty decent size, hospital. So it's nothing small. Like the hospitals I'm going for are like, big hospitals, man. I don't want to do anything small. That's why I chose these, because these hospitals are the biggest in Las Vegas. Valley Health Systems, they have real small hospitals. I did apply for them, but I haven't got anything back from them yet. Even if I do get it, I'm not going to take that volunteer position on with them, because I want to get in these kind of hospitals first. So on my way to the interview, wish me luck. All right, guys, I'm back. That went a lot better than I expected. Man, the interview was great. I got the job right on the spot, or the volunteer position right on the spot. The volunteer director was like really open, easy to talk to, wasn't intimidating at all, really cool, laid back, told me all kinds of things about the hospital. The hospital is actually a lot bigger than I thought it was, because so many buildings have so many floors to them, and plus it's part of like this whole like medical industrial complex area, so it's like expanded to like different parts of the property that it's on. So it's a lot bigger than what I thought it would be. Some surprising facts. There is 3 pharmacies there. Your regular hospital pharmacy, IVs, crash cart stuff. They have a full operating Walgreens inside of the hospital, right next to Subway, in the hospital. So I was like, yo, this is dope. I don't know about Sunrise or the other ones as far as like me being employed, because this one is dope. Another thing too, that after my 100 hours or 6 months, whatever comes first, I also get a letter of recommendation. So this is going to be huge. Like I said before, those recommendation letters are like magical gold, man. It's like rare to come across an employee that has recommendation letters. So I got that in the bag for me. So I've been working at Mountain View Hospital as a volunteer now for about 5 months. I got about 1 more month left in total. I did around 50, 60 hours, and you either do 100 hours or you do 6 months in order to complete your volunteership. It looks like I'm going to just be done at 6 months. Reason being is because I couldn't dedicate a whole lot of days to Mountain View simply because I'm going to school. And other news, other news, I'm working at CVS, and that's going to be a totally another video because I've been working at CVS while I'm going to Pima. So another video for that. I'm not going to throw all that into this one. This is already long. So I'm going to just cut to the chase, and I'm going to tell you about my experience at Mountain View so far. Now, so far, this has been the greatest volunteering experience I ever experienced. They had me in the radiology department. I was with the rad techs. I went to MRI for a day. I was with the CTs, and I try to stay in the CT room. And you know, if I hadn't made this video earlier, I would have told you, I would have told you that I would be going to school to become a CT. Their job is just probably one of the coolest jobs in the radiology department. I think it's the coolest. And it's the most innovative, and it's growing. There's a future to it. You know, you're scanning the body and you're getting an image from that scan. And we are in the day and age of, 3D printers. And a guy that was working there he was a CT since 97. So that's about like 24, 25 years. So he's seen it all. And he told me there was really just one test. It was an apprenticeship. You didn't have to go to college. And that's how, he's in a position he's in today through an apprenticeship, and he took the test. He's making 6 figures as a CT tech. Man, they got a real cool job. They just sit in a dark room. They usually are chilling. It's a lot of work. It could be, they do have their busy days, the days where they're really grinding it out. But for the most part, it's very chill. It's a very calm atmosphere. It's usually either you by yourself and you take on the patient one-on-one. Sometimes you got nurses in there. Sometimes you got students in there with you. I mean, it could be really busy, but for the most part, it was probably the coolest job there in the radiology department, hands down. I seen a fluoroscopy. I seen a biopsy. I seen you know what? I made a list, actually. I'm gonna go through my list and let you know everything that I experienced so far at Mountain View, so you can get the full picture of, what I did there. And remember, this is very valuable on a ton of reasons, and I'm gonna tell you right after I tell you about this. Okay, so I seen a biopsy for bone marrow out of a pelvic bone. That was interesting. A fluoroscopy. I seen a lumbar puncture. I seen an MRI of a brain venogram. And yeah, and I actually found out that the MRI is good for vascular imaging and torn muscle tears. So with the MRI, they would inject this fluid into a patient, and it would go through their veins, and you could see every single little vein in their brain. It was crazy. CTs, I seen a guy do a CT scan, and he made a 3D image out of all the scans he did, and made actually a 3D graphic out of all the scans he did of the whole entire body, right? So the heart, everything, 3D. It looked like it was straight out of a textbook. In fact, I think that's how these textbooks illustrations are now illustrated. I think they're doing CT scans and they're using a software to get a 3D model of it, because it was really intricate and it was very detailed. Now here's why it's very important to volunteer first before you work in a hospital. It doesn't matter if you're a pharmacy tech, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be a pharmacist working in a hospital, if you want to be a nurse, if you want to be a rad tech, it does not matter. If you want to work in a hospital, even administration, whatever you want to do, and you're telling yourself, I want to work in a hospital, volunteer first. The reason why is when you volunteer, you get to know everybody in the hospital. From the lady who's serving your food in the cafe, to the lady who's who's working the cash register, to the security guard greeting you at the front door, telling you to sanitize your hands, all the way to every different department there is. And me working in radiology, I was actually going around with the what do they call, the radiology transporters. So they went around the entire hospital and they pulled patients from the room and escorted them to the radiology department for a CT, an MRI, or a regular X-ray. Me volunteering first at this hospital, I know what's on every floor. I know that the 3rd floor is oncology, so there's a lot of hazardous drugs there. I know that the 2nd floor is the NICU, so there's a lot of NICU drugs that's going into that, into that PTCB station. So that's how it helped me. But if you want to work in the hospital, you gotta generally know the entire hospital. So I wasn't introduced to different departments. It's just me walking through the hallway, saying hello, saying good morning, seeing familiar faces, people meeting me, asking me, what am I doing, and how do I like volunteering and things like that. Also being able to participate in different things and events that happen at the hospital. Of course, if you volunteer, you get free food, so there's perks and things like that. I only had to do about 4 hours a day, and to give 4 hours of my day to volunteering, that's just something that I'm probably going to do every year, just for the simple fact that Med Money is a non-profit organization, and I'm giving back to my community by giving my time to serve my community, not only by making videos, not only by making content, but also actually physically boots to the ground volunteering at these busy hospitals that are packed. And let me tell you, Mountain View was it was overpacked. There's still patients in the hallway. It's insane, and that's simply because we're going through this pandemic. I'm not going to say it, but you know what it is. So just to see that, and being a volunteer, it makes you feel like you're dependent on, and I was very much so dependent on. I mean, I felt that way. I recently had to change up my days because I'm also externing at Centennial Hills Hospital here in Las Vegas, and that's also for another video as well. So we're not going to talk about that. I'll say that for another video coming up soon. But yes, volunteer. You guys gotta volunteer. Just remember, when it comes to volunteering, you guys have to give it your all. There's no half-stepping in volunteering. The reason why is because if they do decide to hire you, you can use the people that you volunteer with as a reference in order to get a job there. Now, since you was a volunteer, guess what? The HR department, your supervisor of whatever department you're going to be working for is going to go to the volunteer director's office and ask the volunteer director, is he right? Is she right for the hospital? Your volunteer director is going to go to whatever department you volunteered at and interview everybody and say, hey guys, what do you think about my volunteer, Jaylenn? So I'm pretty sure they got good words for me. I am a very talkative person. I want to get to know people, especially in the hospital. Everybody is on their grind. Everybody is, temporarily doing something and going to school for something. And it's very interesting to, talk to people and find out, hey, how do I get to this level? Or how do I get to where you at? Or, how did you, get into this school? How did you get accepted into this program? So, ask a lot of questions. Keep asking questions. I promise you, I've asked so many questions in the radiology department. I'm telling you, I was like this close to going to radiology school. I still don't even know if I want to go or not. It's a hard decision between pharmacy school, being a rad tech, and being a respiratory therapist. I know on this channel you've seen videos of me saying that I want to be an anesthesiologist. Volunteering at a hospital will help you decide on what you want to do with your future. They get people that don't know what they want to do. They know they want to be in medical, but they don't know what they want to do. So volunteer. When you go out there, give it your all. Everybody's looking. You are under a microscope. Just remember that. I'm walking around with this purple shirt on in the hospital, and everybody's in scrubs. So you definitely are under a microscope. So keep that in mind. And I mean, pretty much, you know, if you stick to those things, if you do everything that I said to do in this video, you will find yourself employment. And just a spoiler alert, I did give my resume to the pharmacist at Mountain View Hospital. Literally went in there one day before my externship at 7 in the morning, woke up early. I spoke to the tech the day before and found out, I had to find out, you know, what time does the PIC come in, or, you know, when can I catch them? And she told me, gave me a schedule. So, you know, I made it my business to wake up early in the morning, get there, hand them the resume. I didn't get to shake a hand. I didn't get to introduce myself, but you guys know how I make my resumes. I get down. Gave him one. Got a call in 45 minutes. I'm already at my extern. I get a call. Mr. Washington, I have your CV here. It's very impressive. Only thing is, I did not do the PTCB test yet. So stay tuned for that, and I'll let you know those results. But yeah, I'm not nationally certified at the moment. I'm not state certified at the moment. And that's why I'm not giving you guys advice at the moment about being a pharmacy tech, because currently me working at CVS, being an extern right now, I'm actually a pharmacy clerk. I'm not a true pharmacy tech yet at the moment, but I will get there. I'm almost done with PEMA. I'm done with my book work. Everything's great, life's great. You know, just kind of want to end it on a good note, but just make sure when you guys go and volunteer, you give it your all. And keep this video in mind. This is Jay from Mad Money. We out.